Hello everyone, my name is Super123 and today we're going to see how quickly can I beat Pokemon Emerald using only a Kyogre. Now of course I can beat the game using a legendary with these stats, but my question is how fast will it be compared to the other Hoenn legendaries which I'll be doing separate videos on. Kyogre has the ability to drizzle, which brings a downpour of rain onto the field when it is sent out, and being a water type with constant rain means it will have a 50% increase on its water type moves on top of the same type attack bonus. The rain also means that the move Thunder will hit 100% of the time, either being a help or a hindrance if we face anything with Thunder. It learns new moves every 5 or 10 levels and starts off with a really powerful water type move in Water Pulse. Learning Calm Mind later on will be good for battles against trainers with stronger Pokemon, allowing us to raise our special defense and special attack. The biggest roadblocks in the run I feel will be Watson, since he has electric types, and that Emerald has more trainers and double battles than Ruby and Sapphire, so I get into more battles than I need to, hindering its overall time. And as standard, here are the rules of the challenge. I can only use Kyogre in battle. I can have other Pokemon for the use of HMs, but they can't be used in battle, unless I can get into an accidental double battle, in which I'll just do as little as possible. No items will be used in battle, and of course no save scumming or exploits or anything like that. But if you do enjoy this video, then be sure to leave a like. I'll be doing more Professor Oak's challenges and Pokemon challenges in general very soon, but for now, let's just get into the video. Starting off, we pick our starter Pokemon, which is a legendary that the Professor just has in his bag for some reason. I named it Drake after the rapper. He calls himself Drizzy Drake, and Kyogre makes Drizzle, so I liked the name. The stats are great for this stage of the game, but you didn't need me to tell you that a legendary has better stats than a Wurmple. I went to the first rival battle of the game, and even with just a water move at our disposal, we still destroy the Trico with a critical hit, rain boosted, same type attack bonus Water Pulse. Man. Heading to the first gym, which is a rock type one, so Kyogre is obviously going to sweep it. I avoided as many trainers as I could, but I did get into some unintentional battles, and some battles are forced, like the youngster in Route 102 and the Team Aqua Grunt in Petalburg Woods. Once I got to Rustboro, I went right to the gym and fought a trainer to get a small bit of EXP to see if I was ready for the gym. Surprise surprise, I went straight to Roxanne right afterwards. It felt good since my usual solo runs I need to grind for about 4 hours beforehand. Here we went right into the battle at a measly level 8. Her two Geodudes, being 4 times weak to water, went down in 1 hit each, with Nosepass surviving an initial water pulse and hitting a rock tomb for some pretty solid damage. He healed up with an Oran Berry, just taking it out of knockout range, as Roxanne uses another potion, but the healing was in vain as Kyogre knocks it out with another water pulse and we get the first gym badge at such a low level. Well, that was fast. Let's Tootsie Slide right to the next location after avoiding the rival battle before we exit the city, which is something I didn't know we could actually do. I delivered the letter to Stephen like the good little postman that I am and stopped Team Aqua viewing an aquarium, and then went to fight Brawly. I was expecting a tough battle seeing as we're only level 13, but then I remember that Kyogre is kind of good. A water pulse takes Machop to the red as it hits a seismic toss for a fixed 16 damage. Of course Brawly heals his little fighting lizard, but it's taken out in 2 more water pulses. This takes us to level 14 and leads to Meditite, who gets confused after us hitting a water pulse and hits itself in confusion, which takes itself out. That's a little morbid, but now onto the Makuhita. This Pokemon is normally a bit of trouble for me in a normal playthrough, and here was no exception. I used a water pulse as it raises its attack and defense with Bulk Up, and then heals with a Citrus Berry. It goes to red health after another water pulse and hits a vital throw, taking us to only 12 HP. This is getting worrying as he heals again, but since we outspeed we can hit 2 more uncontested water pulses and get our second gym badge. Kyogre also hits level 15 and learns Ancient Power, a move that has a small chance to raise all of your stats by 1 stage. Getting that boost is absolutely menacing. So the end of that battle was tricky, but will the rival be just as tricky? Short answer, no. No it won't. Kyogre overpowers May's team yet again after an Ancient Power boost while knocking out the Wingull. Even the Grovyle didn't stand a chance. Wally also lost, but he just has a route, so I don't think you expected anything substantial from him. And as expected when soloing the game with a water type, the electric gym caused me the most issues. I started my first attempt at level 19, which is weaker than Watson's first Voltorb, and being the cocky so-and-so that I am, I didn't even heal. Voltorb's Spark did a big chunk of damage and paralysed Kyogre, so that's the worst possible start. Needless to say, the rest of that battle was a bust. I only just got past the Voltorb. Okay, battle number 2, and at least I'm at full health this time. Spark still does a lot of damage as a Water Pulse confuses Voltorb and forces Watson into an early Super Potion. I used Ancient Power to whittle it down and hoping I got the boost, which I didn't. Before being knocked out, the Voltorb hit a critical shockwave, taking us to 6 HP. I did get a critical hit on the Electrike and hit level 20. I actually beat the Magneton by some divine miracle as well, getting it confused, making it hit itself, and getting a further Water Pulse, but sadly, that was the end of God's plan as the Manectric was too fast. But now maybe at level 20 we can knock out the Voltorb in one hit. That extra level did actually make the difference, as despite hitting a Spark, Voltorb was a one-shot. That critical hit in the previous battle didn't matter, it seems, as Electrike was also a one-shot and we hit level 21. Magneton got confused by Water Pulse first turn and hit itself, forcing Watson into a Super Potion. 2 more uncontested Water Pulses put us up against his ace, the Manectric. It raised its attack with Howl, which doesn't help its electric type moves as it heals with a Citrus Berry after being taken to half health. He uses Howl again as he wastes another Super Potion on his Manectric, allowing us to hit another free Water Pulse. It does eventually use Shockwave for some big damage, but it's too little, too late as we finish it off with another Water Pulse. That was a bit troublesome, but thanks to some incredibly terrible AI, it means we can finally get to the easier part of our solo run with a water type, the Fire Gym and the Team Magma battles. But before I left, I needed something with Rock Smash, so I struggled to catch a Whismur only to realise that it doesn't learn Rock Smash. So I caught a Poochyena and taught it Rock Smash. Loads of unavoidable battles that accidentally triggered double battles later, and Team Magma was swept away by the current, and then I went to fight Flannery. What else do you want me to say about this gym battle? I'm using a water legendary Pokemon against fire types. I suppose I'll just say thank you all for the recent support after the Professor Oaks challenge. It means so much to me that loads of you have subscribed, and I hope you all enjoy this content as well. I'm going to be bringing out more POCs in the future, so hit subscribe, and also follow my Twitter for updates on the channel and my life. 5th gym time, and we're going home. Well, not exactly home, but close, since we're fighting the Father in Petalburg. You have to battle your way through to him, and I got there at level 29 but lost on my first attempt. Water Pulse was not enough to take up Spinda in one hit as it did Teeter Dance. That one dance allowed Norman to heal while confusing Kyogre. I used Ancient Power to take its health down a bit so Water Pulse would take it out as it used Teeter Dance again, essentially wasting a turn. I misclicked Ancient Power but we hit ourselves so it doesn't matter, and we finally hit a Water Pulse and took out that annoying Spinda. Vigoroth is next and it's a case of deja vu as Water Pulse just leaves it in the red, but we can beat it while in the red ourselves. This took us to level 30 and we learnt Calm Mind, and oh boy, this move is going to be useful. Calm Mind is a very good move that raises your special defense and special attack by 1 stage. So yeah, I don't think I need to say I lost that battle, but with the power of Calm Mind I went back in and a whole lot stronger. I started by setting up 3 Calm Minds while Spinda did really low damage and confused us, but the confusion wore off almost immediately, prompting the power of Poseidon to rain down upon these mortal fools, and win us the gym badge and getting the HM for Surf. The move Surf may not confuse the opponent, but it has 35 more base power and hits 2 foes in double battles, of which there are a lot of in Emerald. This is where I could have crossed over the water on Route 103, but I took a bit of a longer detour to the abandoned ship and got TM13 for Ice Beam, which seems to be a standard for my Gen 3 challenges. Speaking of previous Gen 3 challenges, after clearing Team Aqua out of the Weather Institute, I got the gift cast form, but instead of naming it after adult movie stars, I just took the Mystic Water off it and put it into the computer. The Mystic Water boosts the power of water type moves by 10%, coupled with the same type attack bonus, and the weather boost, Surf is pretty much unstoppable. The rival didn't cause me any issues as standard, and now it's time for gym number 6, and with Ice Beam at our disposal, this isn't going to be an issue at all. I didn't even heal up beforehand. The only issue would be Pelipper as it resists ice moves somewhat and has Protect which can stall out the battle, but apart from that it was easy. We got the 6th gym badge, and moving swiftly onwards I caught a Wingull so that I can fly from place to place, making the journey even quicker than before. Clearing Team Aqua— oh god, I almost dropped my tea. That's the most British thing I've ever said on this channel. Clearing Team Aqua out of Mount Pyre and getting the Magma emblem taking us to the Magma Cavern on the Jagged Pass. I remember going to this area for the first time when I was younger and I was actually blown away. I thought it was so cool that the third version of Ruby and Sapphire added this cool new stuff. It probably explains why Emerald and Platinum are my favourite games in the series, because of all the cool stuff they add. But of course we get the idiocy of the team leaders, and Maxie tries to use the blue orb to awaken the big red monster, and it just flies away somehow. Beating Maxie, and then after taking out the less impressive Team Aqua hideout, we can make progress to Moss Deep City, home of the 7th gym. Now this is a double battle gym, so I had to go back to Dewford and get the old rod so that I could fish up a Magikarp to make this battle as solo as I can. I did a really good job at avoiding all the trainers in the gym Metal Gear style, and finally got to the leaders Tate and Liza. This is an extremely hard battle since the Pokemon they use complement each other really well, with Claydol using Earthquake and other Pokemon being immune to it. It's rare to see such good strategy from the AI. Next start off with Claydol and Xatu, as Magikarp is obviously taken out, and I didn't know what to do, so I just used Calm Mind to raise my special defense and special attack. Claydol was the big threat as Earthquake is a physical attack, so using Calm Mind isn't going to lower its damage at all, but it does get taken out in one surf as Xatu is taken to half health courtesy of its own Calm Mind. Another surf takes out Solrock and Xatu, leaving it as 1v1 with Lunatone. It was also a one hit with a boosted surf, and that battle was a lot easier than expected. But I keep having to remind myself that I'm using a legendary. That is why things are getting a bit so easy. Next I have to go to the space station and have a double battle with Steven, which is another extremely cool part from Emerald that I loved. I didn't know you could only select one Pokemon if you wanted to, so that was news to me. This battle was extremely frustrating as the Golbat and Crobat got really good confusion luck against me, causing me to somehow lose my first attempt. It was brutal, but on the second attempt things went a lot smoother and we kicked them out of the space station and went to dive underwater to fight Team Aqua for the 100th time before watching Archie summon the blue monster with the red orb. Seriously, how did these guys become heads of these organisations? My own Kyogre must have got really upset with that red orb as we took out Archie, and now the weather is about as stable as the weather in the UK, as we have to stop Groudon and the second Kyogre from poking each other's eyes out. This involves me going to the Sky Pillar to awaken Rayquaza, and after forgetting to bring a Pokemon with Fly to get back to Pseudopolis faster, I got Wingull out of the PC and Pacific log and went to view a cutscene. Little did we know that future Pokemon games would be absolutely full of this. At least this one's cool. After watching Rayquaza tell those crazy kids to knock it off, we get the HM for Waterfall and get to face the final gym of the game, which is a water type gym. We have no proper counters for water types, so I did the final rival battle in Lily Cove to get access to the department store. This is where we can buy the TM for Thunder, a move that is 100% accurate in the rain and has a base power of 120. This trivialised what is meant to be one of the hardest gym battles out of them all. I didn't even set up any Calm Minds, that's how powerful this move is. And with its entire team bolted, we get the Rain Badge, the TM for a move we've replaced ages ago, and access to the Victory Road. Victory Road has a lot of powerful trainers, but many can be avoided. One who can't be avoided however is Wally, and since we have a very diverse moveset, his team, despite its variety, gets swept. Because I never got the HM for Flash in the Victory Road, it took me a bit of smart navigation to avoid the trainers. I'll be sure to get the HM next time however. But despite the darkness, we made it to the Pokemon League building with a respectable level 49 and with an in-game time of 4 hours and 16 minutes. So let's begin the Elite Four, starting with the Sydney battle, and making it rain from the inside of the building, we take out Mightyena, Cacturne, Shiftry, Crawdaunt, and Absol all in one hit each. And that's without Calm Mind boosts, might I add. Moving on to Phoebe, and this should be a bit more difficult as a Dusclops starts with Protect, wasting more of my Surf BP since it has the ability Pressure. But on the next turn it was taken out in one hit. I used Calm Mind on the Bayonet because I wanted to take the first Dusclops as quickly as possible in case it used Curse. I knocked out that Bayonet in one hit and the following one survived an Ice Beam but was frozen. Of course that means Phoebe uses a full restore, but after using my brain and using Surf, it was also taken out. Sableye has no weakness in this game, but Surf did the job, as did it against the final Dusclops. With the ability Pressure, that battle has taken a big chunk of our power points away, and with no Ethers, I'm going to be cutting it close. Fighting Glacier can be annoying because if she uses Hail, then the rain is gone, and that will bring Thunder back down to its usual 70% accuracy. This means that I couldn't dilly-dally by setting up Calm Minds, as 2 of her 5 Pokemon have Hail. The Celio goes down to Thunder very convincingly, and the Glalie follows suit with Surf. Then Walrein comes out and survives a Thunder in the red. healing with a citrus berry. Luckily that took it out of full restore range, so I hit it with a rain boosted surf to save PP on Thunder, and that actually took it out. Finally it's Drake. Not our Drake, not Drizzy Drake, but the dragon member of the Elite Four. He starts off with a Shelgon that loves to use Protect, so I set up a Calm Mind and just froze his entire team with Ice Beam. Kingdra was a bit annoying since it resists Ice Beam because it's part water type, and it also likes to use Smoke Screen, but we pulled through and got the victory and the chance to face Wallace, the Pokemon champion in Emerald. So we started from the bottom and now we're here. Our special defense and special attack are looking tasty as we now go into a pretty tough champion fight. The worst part of this battle is that the rain in the battle from Drizzle will give his water types a boost also. Luckily none of his team has Thunder. Wallace starts off with Wailord, who is very bulky and has loads of health, so I started with 2 Calm Minds and hit a Thunder which knocked it out. Those Calm Mind boosts are going to be pivotal in this battle, as next in is Ludicolo. I have to be careful as it does have Giga Drain, which is super effective on Kyogre. We hit it with an Ice Beam for some really good damage, but it does go for that double team. Luckily it uses Giga Drain rather than the residual damage of Leech Seed, and we can hit it with another Thunder to beat it, but leaving us only 53 HP for the other 4 Pokemon. His Tentacruel is next, and despite being really specially bulky, a +2 Thunder is a one-shot. His Ace Milotic is also really bulky, but again a +2 Thunder is going to take it out. Whiscash is part ground type, so it is immune to Thunder, but Surf does neutral damage to it, and that's good enough for me, securing the one-shot. And his final Pokemon is Gyarados, a Pokemon that is 4 times weak to Electric. So of course, I had to use Thunder. And that is it. I have beaten the Elite Four with only a Kyogre, finishing the game at level 54 and with an in-game time of 4 hours and 32 minutes. That was an extremely fast challenge, and that time will go against the other legendaries that I do this challenge with. And now we have one final special boss to take care of. How easy will the battle be against Steven Stone? I'll summarise the first attempt that I did right after the Elite Four. It wasn't very good. I had to save before the battle as Steven Skarmory likes to use Toxic, and if it does use that, then it's game over as the residual damage would be too much to handle. My first real attempt I actually got to is Claydol. Skarmory is challenging as I can't really set up Calm Minds without fear of it using Toxic. And I can't set up on Aggron as it also has Thunder which would hit us at 100% accuracy. Cradily is part grass type, so I can't really set up on that without taking a load of damage, so Claydol is the first thing that I can set up on, and even then it's still really strong. I kept trying this battle in actual in-game time, so if I lost I'd have to run all the way back, and it took me quite a few failed attempts, but at level 58 I got this run. Skarmory didn't use Toxic luckily as I set up a Calm Mind and hit Thunder, taking us to level 59 once we knock it out. Aggron is out next, and regardless of what level I am, I know I can one-shot it with Surf no problem. Cradily is the issue here as I can never remember what's super effective against it. I took my chances and set up a second Calm Mind as it used Confuse Ray. After hitting ourselves in confusion, I hit an Ice Beam which takes it down to the red, obviously prompting Steven to use a full restore. Then I took it to the red again, but on his healing turn I set up a third Calm Mind, taking our special attack and defense to +3. Surely Ice Beam has to knock it out now, and yes, it does. Okay, looking good now with the boosts as Claydol is knocked out by a single Surf. Metagross is normally really tough, but with the boosts I have, the power of the Lord of the Seas takes out Steven's ace Pokemon. And now he's left with just Armaldo, and poof, a Surf takes it out just like that. And I've beaten the secret Steven battle, as well as the standard game with a Kyogre. But how fast did I do it all? So let's recap. I beat the Elite Four at level 54 with an in-game time of 4 hours and 32 minutes. And then I beat the Steven battle at level 60 with an in-game time of 5 hours and 4 minutes. I think that's a pretty respectable time for my first time ever blazing through this game. Now of course I wasn't perfect and could have made less silly mistakes like catching the Whismur and forgetting a Wingull and Skypillar, but I'm really proud of this time and level I did it at. But how will the likes of Groudon and Rayquaza fare in this challenge? Well, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay notified of when those videos come out. If you did enjoy this video, then leave a like as well, and also leave in the comments any Pokemon that you would want me to try a challenge with in the future. I've got a list of viewer suggested challenges and I will be getting through them eventually. I hope you have enjoyed the video. My name has been Super123 and I will see you all next time.